We are live.
Welcome, 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 everyone, to another Do Feathers Medicine, continuing teachings of me, the Galactic Historian. Today, we are joined by Dale, the Tobin Master, Laura, Broken Internet, Massey, and I'm joined together by, once again, Trent and Amanda. Everybody, welcome to the show.
How's everybody doing today?
Doing good. Dale, how's life going with you?
Yeah, life's going really well. Very busy at the moment, and looking forward to Scotland as well. After Christmas, it's nice to get back into it and start doing more shows as well. And an honor to have Trent and Amanda back as well.
And because Laura's internet died just before we went beyond, I will do a Laura imitation. Hello, everybody. We are doing good today. So, Dale, you will do the Laura imitation next.
Thank you, everyone, for listeing and watching. Yeah, that's really
that sounds too much like Laura.
that sounds too much like her.
From speaking to her every day, I can...
All right, Trent and Amanda, we've had you on this is our fourth show now.
Yeah, I think it is our fourth show.
So we went from the very beginning to where we were. We had the inner mafia groups. We had all sorts of things. So where have things gone for you guys since we had our last conversation? Give us an update. What have you learned? What do you want to share? And there's a lot of people out there that are tuning in going, wow, couples therapy healing, that's for spiritual people. How do you do it for your own self, your own couples?
Well, listen, so many things has happened since our last show. It's been like, what, a month and a half?
Yeah.
So we're just going to tell you things as they come up. So one cool thing that we did was we actually hosted Christmas this year at our house. Like we made the food, we had everybody come over, and it was like a really good experience because, holidays have kind of always been, kind of shitty every year. Like, the getting with the family, it's like, nobody wants to do it. But we was able to do it and we was able to have fun with it.
Yeah, we pulled it off. I mean, I feel that it brought a lot of positive energy into our home space that we've been missing. So it was nice to, allow everyone to come here and gather here and, eat together and share those good memories together. It was mine and Trent's first Christmas that we spent together. So it was really cool. I feel like it was really healing for all of us on a lot of levels. And it allowed us to participate in, some creative things together, such as preparing the meal. We've actually done a lot of healing with us and the kids as well. That's been a huge thing for us.
Huge.
Is working through those deep ancestral wounds. Something that was pretty cool is, you want to tell them about your dad?
Oh, well, we'll get to that part. We'll stick to the kids for now. Yeah, we've actually made a lot of improvements with the kids. On our other shows, we were talking about, just being able to manage them and the things that was going on as far as, with them. And we've made a lot of progress. Myself, I've, surrender has came up a lot, and acceptance, and looking back on it, I could see how we were really trying to micromanage every single thing in our kids' lives. And it was putting a burden on them. It was putting a burden on us. And, looking back on it, it's like, damn, we was like kind of control freaks, And now that we've kind of like reached this place of acceptance, like things have gone a lot smoother, like we're not trying to control every little thing that they do. We're allowing them to make their own decisions. And whenever you do that, it seems like they start making better decisions on their own. They're able to go through the learning process themselves instead of us going through the learning process for them.
Yes, and I've noticed for me that the more that I work through my own ancestral stuff, the more that I focus on healing myself. Of course, I can see that reflecting in the relationships with especially my oldest too. My oldest daughter has been coming around a lot more, hanging out with us and wanting to be around and to spend more time with us. And a lot of the issues that we were having with Kylie kind of resolved themselves. So, you know, we've been moving in a different direction with her, and it's been really good. It's been helpful.
What has
Yeah,
it been?
Well,
Sorry,
that's
go
all.
ahead.
That's all good that's happening. Real quick, if people are having trouble getting into the Zoom room, just type something into the chat. What was your issue? It looks like the link is opening up, but it doesn't open the second window. And because Laura can't get back in the same way. This has got to be what's going on. They're probably trying to hack Zoom again. Unfortunately, if anybody is out there, if you could just repost the link on your Facebook page or somewhere else, something appears to be wrong with the generated link, or it's going direct on with Zoom. Reese got in through Facebook. It seems that the external links aren't working.
Yeah, it took us a minute to get through.
yeah, it did.
Yeah, you guys couldn't get through either. All right, well, we're just gonna go on. Oh, there's Laura.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hello,
made
Laura.
it.
Hi.
We did such a good impression of you, Laura, when you were gone. We did really well. You'll have to
Dale
listen to
pearled
it.
it.
Yes, they nailed your voice.
And I'm thinking that's your body double is Dale.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go.
it's so good.
So it's not just me then. So there's a problem with Zoom.
Yeah, like even before when I was trying to get in before, I had to hit open link at least 3 different times, and then it booted me back out.
Okay. I thought it was my desktop, so it's not. Okay, cool.
No, it's Zoom.
Okay.
Anyways, I know there's a lot of other people trying to get in, and I didn't use a link. You didn't use a link. Okay, thanks, Amy. Yeah, that's a lot. Most people, just for Zoom process, if you're ever trying to get in and you just look at the room number and the passcode, just type that in and you won't have link issues. Because
Yeah,
last
that's
Friday
actually what
we
had to do.
That's what you had to do too?
We typed the meeting ID and the passcode into Zoom itself
Somebody got
because
through
the
on Zoom
links
app.
wasn't working.
Yeah. I don't know
Put
what's
the link
going
in
on.
Friends of Andrew.
Weird Zoom commercial stuffies. Anyways, moving along. You did not have any dating link problems, did you? You were not able to you were just fine connecting to each other, or did you find yourself having moments of disconnection, like broken links?
It was definitely up and down. It was definitely a process that we were going through, was healing the different intimacy blockages that we had and the communication blockages that we had. It was a lot of, we did, spend a lot of time in our own space, kind of moving through stuff and realizing stuff about ourselves and kind of where we were like projecting on each other and what we needed to heal within ourselves. And there's been a lot of heart chakra work for me personally that I'm still going through, trying to clear everything in my, my heart chakra, my pericardium, because of everything that I've been through. And it's like, you get to a point and you're like, oh, I'm good, my chakra's good or whatever. And it's like, no, there's still so much more work to do and so much deeper that you have to go in yourself and look at yourself. So the intimacy has been a big one for us.
Yeah, I was able to identify that there was a lack of communication in other different fields. And it's not that we wasn't talking, but intimacy comes in different forms of communication. We communicate through our senses, whether we're hearing or touching and feeling or listening. Those are all forms of communication that we didn't necessarily have. So we've been able to increase our intimacy through these other levels of communication as well. And it also allowed me to connect with my guides a little bit more too, because, we're always so worried about seeing our guides. But if we're hearing our guides or we're feeling our guides, those are still forms of communication. So I was able to tie in communication with intimacy, with senses, and with talking to the guides. And it has brought us closer. we was able to connect through art as well. We've been creating art together, doing like light language art and everything as well. We've also been clearing stuff just through light language itself, just being able to communicate and to just let it all out and not have that judgment. Because, you know, I had that judgment of, you know, what Amanda would think or what Amanda would feel. And it was stopping me from being able to express myself fully. And I had a serious breakthrough whenever I was able to just literally speak light language for like 7 minutes straight in front of Amanda and another friend. Like, it was completely beautiful. I had an
Very
incredible release. And I mean, it's brought us closer. Like, I actually really enjoy making art with Amanda, and I've actually been doing art myself as well. I know I talked to you, Andrew, and I was kind of like going through this place to where like I was lacking that passion in myself.
I remember
And it
that
was
conversation, and I'm like, just do it. You're like, but I can't
You-
do. I have all
you
these
caught me.
reasons why I can't do.
You caught me at such a bad time, and it was needed because, like, you know, the reason I wasn't able to go through the process is because I was judging the process the entire time. Well,
Even
here's
before
what
it
I
began.
even before it began. But here's what I figured out. We have to fall in love with the process. We have to enjoy the process
Mhm.
because the process is one of the only things that's constant, right? Our
Mhm.
journey, our destination is short-lived. It comes and goes, but the process is always constant. So why not fall in love with that?
You know, enthusiastic effort is the process. When you
Write that
can
shit
name
down.
that word and you make that shit actually mean something to you, enthusiastic effort, you're going to have project after project after project. And what's the fun part about the project is doing them. And when they're done, do another one. And when it's done, do another one. And when it's done, do another one. And you're always going to fall in love with the process. Thus, the enthusiastic effort is natural.
And I realized that whenever you put passion behind action, that passion moves people. Like,
Mhm.
you can do 100 things and, you know, nobody really like feel what you're trying to do. Or you can do one thing with that true passion, and people feel that whenever they look or they see your creation, they feel the passion behind it. And what it does is it creates passion for them as well. So I've been trying to put passion behind action. And what that
So,
does is creates purpose.
what kind of artwork did you do?
Well, I I'm working on this thing now where I'm doing light language, and the way it comes out, it looks very, very like Chinese Mandarin looking writing. But what I'm doing now is I'm doing like a dragon light language for the chakras, and I'm layering it, and then
So
I'm actually,
you're using symbols and sigils.
yes,
Yeah,
symbols and
I had that.
sigils.
I had that come out early in my light language journey when I was 9, 10. I didn't even know it was light languages, but I was writing whole alphabets, and everybody like, what is this stuff? And then later in my life, I'm looking at this. Oh, that's Arcturian, but this is Egyptian. This is ancient Hyborian. And a lot of it had its triggering memories to me as I was going back and realizing as a little kid, oh, wait, there's all these other languages that I knew that I didn't know how I knew them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can identify that too whenever I'm going through certain light languages, that it'll switch. You know, it'll be like this community will just say, and it'll switch to this community and it'll switch to this. And it's like a fluid motion of like all
Mhm.
of them together, but like
That's what
unique
that's what
to
I
me.
that's what I like to say is when I'm talking in light language, I'm not talking in one light language. I'm actually talking in tens of thousands. And you're
Yeah.
beginning to see it through the written sigil process as it's going back and forth. And you're just slow when you're drawing it out and going through that, you've slowed the process down where the infinite has more time for you to process it. And that's
Yeah.
the beauty of the art and the light language side.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. It has been a lot of fun.
Do you any other kind of other kind of art or just that right now?
Just that right
And
now,
some digital art that we've been
some
doing.
digital art. I talked to you about my idea for a new form of art that I came up with it's called like an expressive binary. And we were talking about how the sympathetic and parasympathetic works off a series of zeros and ones.
Yeah,
So
but it came down to vibration. It was far more important than ones or zeros. I remember the combo.
right.
Yeah. So vibrational art, it's something you're actually beginning to do with your light language symbology. And there's actually a way to do art to take the sigils of power from light language and incorporate them into art pieces.
Mhm.
Many of the ancient art pieces of the past have sigils of power embedded all over the art project. You just never know until you can look for them and spot them.
Right. So yeah, I want to make this art to, kind of get rid of some of the bullshit programs, and also like as a reminder of who you are, whether that's subconsciously or consciously. I want people to be able to look at this art and feel something that they haven't felt for a long time.
Mhm.
Well, let me bring Laura in here. She was unable to be a part of the original entrance, and we had to impersonate her. Laura, welcome back to the show. How you doing today?
Thanks, Andrew. I'm good now. I'm back on.
Got everything going? The links are fixed with you? You're here.
Well, see, I'm on my iPad. Won't come in on the desktop, but that's fine. I'm here, and I'm really enjoying.
That's all that matters.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying what you two are saying.
So did you have any questions that you want to ask Trent and Amanda as a follow-up to their healing from the 4 shows they were on with us?
Yeah, just linking to what you were saying about light language just now, and what we were saying before we came on the show about the energies between you before you come on the show. And is it when you have clients that you row? So I was wondering whether if you change that rowing to light language rowing.
Well, that's what we did. That's literally what we did.
Okay. I was going to say you might not offend each other quite so much.
Yeah, it took a minute, but at some point we were both like, oh my God, like, what are we even doing right now? And we separated for a second, and I was up to here doing my own light language. And then he came back up and we talked, and we were just doing light language to kind of work through whatever needed work through. And that's literally how we kind of ended the situation, is through using the light language.
Sometimes you need 1,000,000 letters to get through shit, not 26.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Yeah, I did have more, because I was going to ask Amanda how Trent had been with, or maybe ask Trent. So we had probably a private conversation at one time where you were watching your programs, running you, and there were certain things, I can't remember exactly now, that Amanda was doing that was triggering you, and you were really looking at those. So one, Amanda, have you noticed a change in Trent from him working on his inner programs? And what change have you noticed, Trent? Do you find you're less triggered on things?
Yeah, we used to have a lot of competition between us, and I've been doing this a little longer than he has, so he always felt like he had to catch up to me on some level. And so we've actually both been looking at that in ourselves, and there has been a lot of change. We've been focusing on other things that we're good at, and focusing on on our talents and our own skills, instead of focus on what we lack and stuff like that.
Yeah, and also, using our individual skills as a team, instead of she has this and I have that. Because like Amanda said, she's been doing this for a lot longer than I have. And, subconsciously that created an insecurity for me, to where like I felt like I had to catch up and do this and do that. So it created this competitiveness between us, and it caused division
and separation.
Now it's more of, okay, you have this, I have this. How can we use this together to help people? Because that's really what it's about. And you can forget that in a relationship. It's easy when you're by yourself, like, oh, I have this to add. But when you're in a relationship, you forget like that you're a team. Like, we can both have individual things that come together to create a certain thing for a certain purpose. So, we've been working together better. And, in a lot of ways, like, we're mirrors for each other,
Very much so.
And that's not always easy. Like, it's not always easy, especially if you're working on those things and you're making adjustments for those things. It could be challenging. But I think, we're definitely in a better place than we was a few shows ago.
Yeah, the competition definitely settled down a lot. It'll still come up once in a while, but it really helped us to deepen the intimacy between us. And like Trent said, working together as a team and, using our own strengths to kind of make something come together. And actually, I removed this huge abundance block that I was having for a long time. And I think it's in alignment with both of us working on, what we're passionate about and allowing that passionate energy to flow. And that kind of brought me back to where I'm bringing in clients daily. I hadn't brought in a client for like months. I was going through some kind of dark night of the soul for a while. And, I'm still kind of in it, I'm not all the way to the end, but I feel like I'm back to myself. I've been able to open my heart a lot more, and I've been able to express a lot more. And it's just overall, it's been really good.
We've definitely have been stepping more into our authentic power, being able to express ourselves more and truly, and, able to deliver that in a way that she can receive or I can receive.
Yeah, we've been a lot more present, present instead of focusing on the past or, what we have to do in terms of the future. We've just been trying to just be, with each other and in those moments and, making the best of those moments.
And that's another thing that we've been doing too. We've been working with our future selves and looking at the things that are coming up, not as an attack, but as things that need release, things that need attention.
Right.
Like, this is my higher self showing me, this is a part of myself that I need to let go of to step into this future version of myself. So that's been cool.
Yeah, I've definitely developed a deeper relationship with my future self. In the past, it always been, past self. I need to clear this. I need to clear that ancestral stuff, and now it's more of a focus on where I'm headed and who I'm growing into, and the realization that, my higher self is always with me, guiding me along the way. And I have access to that at any time. And, I've been getting the light language, and, we've been doing a lot of sound and frequency healing and stuff like that. So it's really been upping our healing skills and, our shamanic abilities and things like that.
Been doing bathwater alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So
gray water alchemy.
Great water alchemy.
Gray
Water alchemy.
Clear it with the crystals.
Yes.
So we have these things. I bought this thing. We got a bunch of stuff for each other for Christmas.
Healing stuff.
All stuff that we needed. But I have this thing that is a speaker that you can put in the bathtub, and you can set it to any frequency you want. It has lights on it, and I allow it to program the water for like 30 minutes because, we're 80% water. So if we get inside water that's programmed, it'll start to reprogram the waters of our bodies. So we've been doing that. Another thing that I realized too is, you ever hear the term shit rolls downhill?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's that way in the spiritual world too, because as you're working with all these different bodies, whether it's the astral body, the mental body, the emotional body, that shit will roll downhill and get stuck in your physical body. So we've been able to identify that and also do things to help release it out of the physical body, whether that's, massage on each other or, beat in the bag. I just got a 6-foot punching bag. Fucker weighs like 200 pounds. I could barely even lift it. But just being able to have those releases, you know, because so much stuff was getting stuck in our physical body, and it wasn't being released.
Right. We realized how important it is for us to go to the gym and to be outside, because we haven't been out as much because the weather and, you know, it being winter and everything. And, you know, it's so important that you get out there and move that energy through your body in some way. You know, it will build up. So we were called to get back in the gym and to start doing stretches again. And, you know, even to get outside no matter what the weather's like.
A big thing for me.
What is it being like disconnecting from the kids, Trent and Amanda? You know, as we did last time, like spiritually disconnecting from them. What has it been like since we did that exercise?
It helped so much. Literally, it helped so much because I was personally Trent was too, very invested in everything that was going on. And we were able to take a step back and just allow things to play out and allow them to be more of themselves and to go through their own processes without judging it or trying to control it. And, you know, just really trusting and, you know, what God and our higher selves was trying to bring through for us when we're going through these processes. There's been a lot of praying. I think both of our connections to God has been strengthened by a lot through these processes. We kind of forgot how important it is just to be with God, with source energy, and, you know, have that connection and that relationship. So that's been a big thing as well. And the kids have seemed very much more receptive to, you know, us, you know, being who we are and, you know, being able to take our advice and, you know, really learn from us. So that's been big as well.
Yeah, we've been able to connect with them more because, you know, we're not trying to force this philosophy on them or change their life and everything. You know, we've been able to just be parents, be friends,
provide, you know,
just hang out with
the structure, the security, and just let them be them. We did end up, you know, allowing my middle child to kind of change her room around like we talked about in the one episode, and it has helped so much. You know, she's at a place now where she is not trying to escape from herself and from the house. She actually wants to be here. So that was really big thing for us because, you know, she was, you know, we were going through that issue where she kept trying to leave and not wanting to be here. So we created a safe space, not only in her room, but in the entire home. And I think the holidays played a big part of that as well, you know, having all the joy and happiness of the family in the home. And, you know, after we did a huge clearing out of the old and everything, that was a huge thing for months that we were dealing with. And I think we finally come to a point where we feel, you know, safe and happy and, you know, at peace for the most part within the home that we're at now. But, you know, we are looking as well to try to find a new place for us as well to kind of create our own memories.
Wonderful. So Laura or Dale, did you guys have any more questions you want to ask them before we go into the hottie seat?
Aye.
Just look how far you've come, guys.
I know.
And maybe not now, Andrew, but maybe later it might be interesting to investigate these before the show energies and the energies before each of you have clients that are coming in.
Yeah.
We could do that. So also for people that are in the chat room or going to be in the comment section on the YouTube page, why don't you guys, what have you noticed that is the difference between them from show to show to show? So anybody in the chat room right now here in the Zoom room want to make a comment, please go ahead and do that now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the time has come. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, the space is being cleared. The Rocky 3 music's being played. Everybody's going to have their Eye of the Tiger energy coming on now.
Trent's got his punch bag out.
Trent's got his punching bag out. Yeah, Amanda's got her cards flipping around.
Exactly it.
And with that, we open up the oven. You guys have not been in the oven yet.
We ain't been
This
in the oven yet.
Oh, you ain't. Yeah, you've only been in the outdoor fire.
Mm.
Yeah. I want you to see an oven that is 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall, 10 feet deep. That has a big 10-foot giant metal door with a little tiny window in it. Okay. Here we are going to put just Trent in first. So door opens, burst of big heat comes out. Your eyebrows are singed. We all put a protection from heat spell around him, and then we send him in with a gentle little kick as the door closes. And we
Hot in here.
turn up the gas. Okay. And we see him begin to steam and cook just a little bit. Okay.
Steam
And
Trent.
the first question from the universe is for Trent and his mafia members.
Ay. Okay.
Has Don Trent been taken care of?
You know, I think for the most part, yes. And I don't want to say with full confidence, yes, because I know that there's always those slight possibilities. But yeah, like I'm very much in a driver's seat.
Okay, take a pause. Laura or Dale, what do you think about Don Trent being taken care of?
I think he's still there.
Yeah.
I think he's hiding and you're
he's
playing a game for him to hide
he
behind.
has changed from hitman on the street to corporate greed. He's changed scams. Laura?
Yeah, I just think Trent's answer was just trying to be too convincing. And that's not you, Trent, that's your subconscious, I know. But there was just too much almost self-assurance about that rather than real in-depth authenticity.
Yeah.
He's a bit too gleeful, this this
There
dog.
was a lot of light worker potpourri energy around that one.
You were trying to sell his crypto.
That fucker's still there a little bit. Okay?
Okay, let's turn up the heat a little bit more.
Let me light my cigar.
Okay. And we're gonna ask you, Dale. I'm sorry, Trent. Reach in deep, deep, and grab onto his chrome suit. Okay. And throw something on his suit so he's got to come in with a dirty suit.
I'm throwing shit on him.
Yeah.
We're playing with poop today.
They're playing with poop today. Yeah, he's just gonna walk away from me. He's like, I don't play those games. Yeah. You're gonna talk to me, you're gonna talk to me with respect.
Nah.
Otherwise, just wait till the next time you want to go have sex and make sure you don't get up. Flat. 0. I run you, boy.
Yeah, that's what you think, but
Just
I'm running the show right here. I'm running the show.
If you're running the show, why did you cover up that I wasn't there?
No, I said that you were there a little bit.
I'm here
And
fully. I haven't
You're not
left.
here fully.
You may have taken some thugs out, but that's it. I got more thugs. They got different leather jackets. They're wearing suits. I went out and hired some mercenaries.
What are you killing? Yourself?
Oh, any potential future you want to have that doesn't put me in charge.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Prove it, bitch.
I'm proving it right now. Every fucking thing I do for myself is
Pause. Dale, is his anger authentic?
I'd say no, it isn't.
Laura?
No, again, there's still too much glee in it. There's something too fluffy about it.
Okay, Amanda, wipe off the window and tell him from outside the thing. What do you think?
Yeah, baby. I think that he showed his face this morning, and he shows his face rarely, but he's still there. I know that you've been working really hard to be better and to do better, and I acknowledge that, but he's still under there somewhere, I think, laying in your insecurities.
Yeah, I think he is
Okay.
too.
With that being said, take a pause. The door opens. We let you come out. And now it's time for Amanda to go in. Okay. She goes
All
in,
right.
close the door,
Okay.
turn up the heat. So Trent, just be there and ponder what has just happened. So we're turning up the heat and turning up the heat and turning up the heat, and you're not getting hot. Why?
I don't know, because I hate the heat, so usually I would get hot.
Okay.
You love
Laura,
the
what's
heat.
Laura, what's going
I
on
hate
with her?
the
Why,
too
why,
hot
why,
heat.
why is she not letting the heat in?
It's a bit like when she had the spotlight put on her, isn't it?
Mhm.
And wouldn't let the spotlight in. That
Mhm.
same sort of resistance that it might uncover
Right.
something that you don't want to be,
The
doesn't
heart.
want to be uncovered.
The hard ass. Dale,
Yeah.
what do you think here?
I can agree with that.
I'd say that part of her which isn't allowing self-loving, self-care, and actually truly loving yourself. There's an aspect of you which isn't in that part, and it's quite running you a lot. So I'd just say, yeah, the self-love which is stopping you.
So why do you choose, Trent, you have to be quiet here. Amanda, why do you choose hard ass before self-love?
It's definitely an ingrained program.
Because of the pains you've gone through?
Yeah, there's and it's crazy because I do all this work. I've been doing specifically heart chakra work for days now. There's still a resistance there, and it's a fear of abandonment and betrayal and not believing I'm worthy of certain things. It's all stemming in fear.
Mhm. So I want you to say, I am worthy of feeling my own thoughts to yourself. Say it a few different times.
I am worthy of feeling my own thoughts. I am worthy of feeling my own thoughts. I am
Now-
worthy of feeling my own thoughts.
Now I am worthy of feeling my own love through choice.
I am worthy of feeling my own love through choice. I am worthy of feeling my own love through choice.
Okay. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit more. Dale, is there a question you want to ask her while she's at about roasting at about 375 degrees Fahrenheit?
Starting to
Yeah.
feel it.
What was it like for you, say, like the age of 8, growing up, going into kind of before puberty?
I had, honestly, most of my childhood memories are shit. I was a very lonely and depressed child. I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. I think I was overwhelming energetically to my parents, and they didn't know how to handle that. I didn't have a lot of friends. I felt very alone at that age.
And that's why I'm picking up this lack of self-love started from the age of 8 and the age of 12. There was a part of you which kind of saw the reality for what it was, and you were disappointed, and it lost your faith in that era of time when you were 8 to 12. So there was like this part of you which you've created to be secure and to hold yourself together and not be scared and stuff like that. That's what I'm picking up when I'm reading you.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. It's actually around the age of 12 where I started escaping through drugs and alcohol and stopped really caring about myself. And I'm still recovering from that today.
Laura, anything you want to ask her while she's at 375 degrees?
Yeah. You've been doing a lot of inner work lately on yourself. How much has that been for you as you, or have you been doing any of it through Trent's perspective? Are you doing it solely for yourself, or is there a part of you that wants to make some sort of impression on Trent? Because obviously you share this a lot with Trent.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both because I'll get into a mood where I'm like, it's all about me, but then at the same time, I am always searching for that approval. I didn't really recognize that until now that I'm still searching for that approval.
All right. And now, Trent, you can answer this. Are you giving her the approval?
I think sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. And at the same time, I'm seeking her approval as well.
Okay. And what is approval?
Acknowledgement.
That's more than that. Come on.
I mean, it's acknowledging my efforts and accepting who I am and who I'm becoming
Okay.
and who
Amanda,
I was.
what is approval for you?
To be fully loved for who I am, fully accepted for who I am, emotions, intensity, everything that comes with me, the experiences and all of it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go back. We're going to turn the temperature up to 450 degrees now. We're really cooking you hot right now. And I want you to give yourself permission to feel this heat, to activate through vibration of heat parts of yourself that are hiding from yourself. Okay?
Come forward. I call you forward now. Show yourself.
This hidden part being exposed to heat, what kind of approval is it looking for that's different than the approval you just talked about?
Well, it's about feeling good enough. It's about, being appreciated for what I do give and for who I, what I embody now at this point in my journey.
Is this part of you that's cooking now, looking approval from the kids and not getting it?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a part of me that looks for approval from my children because of what I've been through.
What would approval from your children look like?
Just respect and love. Respect mostly.
Okay. And something that's been a challenge on and off for the last couple months.
Right. Yeah, the lack of respect is very hard on me.
So that part of you is wounded and hiding. I want you to bring her in deeper into the heat, deeper into the oven. Okay? And just let the heat begin to heal her. Okay? So just let that part be in the back of the oven. And now the next question, what part of approval are you getting that is too much and leading you back down the emotional distress?
That is too much. Well, are you referring to my children or just in general?
In general.
Okay. Because I was going to say, like, the love bombing, especially for my kids, like, they'll go through periods of like love bombing me to like get what they want and then, back to the disrespect.
The love bombing tends to hurt sometimes then.
Yeah, because there is a part of me that has a really hard time accepting compliments and accepting love.
Okay, Dale, what would you say about that shard that is having a tough time accepting the love bombs, even though they may have a strategy behind them?
I'd say this shard is just, I'd say it's a bit angry. There's a lot of anger attached to it. And when I'm feeling into it, it's just a lot attached to the past and how you were brought up compared to how your children are brought up now, and the need for approval, for validation for them having a great childhood because yours wasn't so special as you feel. That's what I'm picking up when I'm reading into it, if that makes any sense to you.
It does. Yeah, there's a big part of me that wants to give them everything that I never had. And I can be really hard on myself because I don't feel like I'm doing that.
I want you to open yourself up to every love bomb you rejected right now while you're in the oven. Actually say it out loud. I open myself up.
I
to
open
every love
myself
bomb.
up to every love bomb that I've rejected.
And I now accept it for what it is.
And I now accept it for what it is.
For being a good mother.
For being a good mother.
For providing more than what I had as a child.
For providing them more than what I had as a child.
This is my validation.
This is my validation.
And every time I reject it,
and every time I reject it,
I'm just that little girl back in my house.
I'm just that little girl back in my house.
I feel those love bombs coming into you. Let them saturate you. Laura, anything you want to say here?
No, I just feel there's an opening now for them to come in through the heart chakra. That seems to be expanding in the shard.
Okay. Say it again. I open myself up to every love bomb.
I open myself up to every love bomb I've rejected. I open my heart up to every love bomb I've rejected.
No matter what was attached to it.
No matter what was attached to it. I am worthy of love.
I am worthy of all these love bombs to come.
I am worthy of all of these love bombs to come.
And the next love bomb that comes.
And the next love bomb that comes.
I know I'm being a good mother.
I know that I'm being a good mother.
That I'm giving them more than I had as a child.
That I'm giving them more than I had as a child.
Okay. Really begin to feel into that energy, that next love bomb. Let yourself prepare for it.
I open my heart.
We're going to open the door.
Receive.
And we're going to leave the one shard back there. Okay. Shh, door opens. Big heat wave comes out. And now we're going to put Trent back in there at the 450-degree oven with your other shard that's still in there. Okay. Shh, doors closed. Trent, how do you give approval? Give approval consciously, not subconsciously.
By letting her know that she is doing enough, that she is making progress.
Okay.
You know, I've been being there more for her whenever she's going through her processes instead of, you know, running or closing myself off and escaping. So just trying to be there more for her physically and emotionally and mentally as well.
Now we're going to turn up the temperature. We're going to go to 500 degrees. What part of you can't give her approval? Has to compete.
The part of me that's unaccepting of who I am and where I'm at.
Okay.
The part of myself that judges myself.
How old is that part?
Maybe 11 or 12.
Okay. Dale, is there anything you'd like to say to that soul shard?
So when I'm speaking to it, it's kind of like it wants to be the boss, and it's always used to being the boss and doesn't have time for anybody else. And it's a quite trickstery how it controls your reality sometimes. So I'd say that shard for me when I was speaking to it is wanting to be the boss and the one who people listen to. That's what I was picking up when I was reading into it.
Dale, is it fair to say that this shard is actually the guy that runs the Mafia Man, and the Mafia Man is just a puppet?
Yes, I would say so, definitely.
This is why you can't get to the core, and the Mafia guy never leaves.
Because that part of myself is still unhealed.
Oh, that's the part that controls. It's like a puppet master. You're attacking the puppet, not the puppet master. Laura, anything you want to add to the puppet master there, the little 11-year-old that's trying to run the show?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of resentfulness energy within there. And almost a rebellion that comes out of that resentfulness. And underneath that resentfulness, there's a lot of sadness.
Can you feel into the sadness, Trent?
Yeah.
Give it some language.
Do you want me to say something to it?
No, just feel into it and describe the sadness.
It's angry. It's misunderstood. It's not heard. It's invalid. It's invalidated. It's angry. It's bitter. It wants to destroy the world for not understanding me and accepting me for who I am.
Was it fair to say it's turned evil?
It was evil to start with.
How do you know that?
Because the feelings that I had and the things that I wanted to do weren't good.
That? What influenced to turn evil? Who influenced to turn evil? What influenced to turn evil?
My surroundings, the people I was living with. And, I know that they did love me. And,
Is it vengeful?
I don't think. I mean, I'm not doing anything.
No, the shard itself. Is it full of vengeance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laura, what would you like to say?
To the shard, or just the fact that I can see the vengeance there, which has come to form this dawn. I can see how the pain is so deep that it felt like that was the only way to go. In fact, it got beyond caring, so there seemed to be some sort of armor around it, a bit like the suit that Andrew described just now, some sort of front it put up to cope with the world, and the only way to do that was to be a hard ass.
I feel so much rage.
What I want you to do now is, in the realm that shard exists in, I want you to give it battle.
Yeah.
Let it dump its energy on you. Are you strong enough to resist it? You don't have to describe what's going on. Just let yourself be in the oven cooking while you're doing this. Does it know you like the back of your hand?
It doesn't know the real me. It only knows the hurt parts of me. It doesn't know me and my full power. Because if it did, it would never try.
Show it your full power. Wouldn't. Show it. Don't speak it. But you can't turn evil. Or it wins. Dale, what do you see going on?
I see that this shard has got a lot of power at the moment, and you reclaiming this through not going into that anger and giving away its power. But I was feeling this shard say wants to be the boss at all times, and you created this, like Laura said, through growing up, and you weren't heard, no one listened to you, there was no validation to life, so you decided this version started to create itself to have validation.
Who's winning the battle now inside this fight that I told him to have with it?
I'd say Trent is getting there.
Okay, Laura, who's winning the battle?
It's about 60-40 to Trent, or maybe 55-45. I'm not sure. Trent's demeanor itself seems more peaceful. I feel like he's not being drawn in quite as much as he would have been before, but I do think this is a difficult one.
Mm-hmm.
So do I have to destroy him, or do I have to talk sense into him? Because
you need to fight him fist to fist until he submits. Until it's a submission energy. Because if you fall to vengeance and kill, it wins.
and if I don't kill him, it lives on.
Uh-huh. You need to make it submit. You need to tap into MMA, mixed magical martial arts. Throw some shit at it it's never seen before.
Say no more.
Are you that creative? Go on full Street Fighter to it.
Well, he's been watching anime.
Okay.
Shadow clone jutsu.
Well, it's spine out of it. No, you're not killing it. You're submitting it.
That's smashing it with a flashlight.
Hit him with those flashlights.
Okay. We're going to pause in round 10 here. Okay. You're going to put it off in the corner next to Amanda's other shard that's there.
Yeah, y'all
gonna
can fight
you-
each other.
We're going to let them fight in a second here. I'm going
Yes.
to pull you out of the oven. We're going to close the door. Both those shards are in there now. Amanda, what is your shard saying to his manipulator shard?
She's
Listen
on
into the-
fire right now. She's like
What's she
tapping
saying?
into her. She's ready to fight. She's ready to show her power.
To the other shard?
To the other shard.
Okay.
She's ready. It's a protective thing.
Okay. So his vengeance versus your protector.
Yeah.
Who's going to win? Shall we take bets?
I'm betting on
One-
both of them dying.
One etheric dollar. Okay. Dale, what do you see of these two shards are fighting each other?
I'd say they're just basically just slapping each other, but not really doing much. There's just a lot of slapping going on, but it's just irrelevant. None of you are going to be the winner. You're both going to lose. Just like slaps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Well, let's throw him a couple knives in there.
No, not yet. Laura, what do you see?
I've seen this sort of thing before, like a cat fight. I've described this sort of thing to you before. It's like they're just in one rolled up ball at the moment.
Okay.
Scratching
Are
each
they
other's eyes out.
Are they both going for the throat?
Yeah.
Are they both going for the kill shot?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to turn the oven up to 1,000 degrees. Dale, what happens when the oven goes to 1,000 degrees with the two shards in there?
They start to melt.
Okay. Into what?
I'd say like a silver metal.
Laura, what do you see?
Submission.
Okay. I'm going to turn it up to 10,000 degrees. What do you see, Dale?
I see this metal, just liquid, just going down and dropping through the grates down into the bottom.
Okay. Laura, what do you see?
2 white flags.
2 white flags given up. Okay. We're going to lower the temperature down to 500 degrees. What happens now? Dale, what happens now? The temperature goes back down to 500 degrees.
It becomes solid form, the 2 shards.
Okay. Laura?
I don't see the flags anymore.
So now we're going to open the door and put both of you back in there. And both of you are going to go up to your shards. And we're going to close the door. Amanda, what is the shard saying to you? Your shard saying to you? We're still at 500 degrees.
I feel like she's just like whining and playing victim.
Okay.
Same. Why'd you do that to me, bro? Why the fuck do you think? That's a stupid question.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I want you to say it to both of them. You're going to remain in this oven cooking until you submit.
You
You're
will no
gonna-
longer control me. You will no longer control my life, and you will remain here burning in this oven until you submit
With him.
with him. With him. With him too.
With him too. Now, Trent, say the same thing to yours.
You two are going to stay in this oven until you submit, until you're happy-go-lucky, friendly with each other, and in love.
Yeah.
I'll keep it
All
at
right.
10,000. I don't care.
No. We're gonna leave them at 500 degrees. It's time for you guys to come out. Now, don't let them out. Got to hold the door like a dog doesn't come through the door. Okay. Close the door. Shut the view latch. Okay. How do you feel now?
I feel lighter. I feel my heart chakra has definitely opened. I feel more in flow.
Yeah, I feel a little better, but I don't think this fucker is completely, convinced.
No, he's not. He's you're going to be dealing with this thing on and off for a while. It's got its fingers into many shards.
So what would you recommend that I do?
He's a difficult one. You cannot take vengeance on it. And you cannot take extreme pleasure out of torturing it and humiliating it. Because if you do, you'll be as bad as it.
So if it's going to take all this time to convince him, why waste my time?
No, you're not convincing him. You're making it submit. You're making it give back the power to you that it took from you. It's not letting go of its power until either it's in its cold, dead hands or you make it say uncle.
Choke them out.
Thus, trapping it in there with Amanda's shard for the two of them to annoy each other till the end of eternity might actually work. Okay.
All right, well, every time he comes up, I'm putting that version in the oven.
Okay. Well, you have to check up on it every now and then. You're gonna have to open up the view window and see what's going on. Okay. And the next time you two have an argument, think about the oven. And light language between the two of you said that means it got out of the oven somehow. It figured out how to pick the lock. They worked together. And you got to put it back in the oven. Okay.
This has got to be about long-term willpower, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Long-term willpower that you are worthy enough for love bombing. Okay. And Trent, you are worthy enough of not taking vengeance. Okay. You have learned and earned enough that you don't need to be that little vengeful, evil little child.
Yeah.
You're not that being anymore. You're not run by it anymore.
It's just kind of it's crazy that like I know that and I still have that in the background.
It'll take a while for it to be sapped out of you and cooked off.
Layers, you know.
Layers and layers and layers.
So, Andrew, are these the energies that keep coming up for them before the clients and before the shows?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's always trying to sabotage everything.
Every damn thing. It's like it doesn't want me to enjoy life. It doesn't want me to experience love. It doesn't want any of the things that I wanted so bad before
Right.
before I had them. Like, how does that make sense?
It
You have
doesn't.
it right here and you still don't want it, but you were bitching about it when you didn't have it. Snap out of it.
It's you. Next time you guys argue, you have to have a moment of pause and say to each other, we're putting these shards back in the oven. The bitches got out somehow. And reinforce the oven door and then speak to each other in light language.
We can do that.
We can do that.
Right? Now we are going to go to the next form of fire. Yeah. This is a different visualization. So I want to see both Trent and Amanda together. You're on the traditional witch burning pyre. So there's a pole that you're tied to. You can get off at any moment, but you're not going to. And I want you to see all your haters and all your persecutors screaming and yelling at you. Okay? And then the fire growing and growing and growing from all this hate, all this energy that's coming at you. And I just want you to turn on a glow that makes you immune to their hate and their fire. So Dale, as you're seeing this take forth, what do you see in Trent and Amanda when it comes to the persecution and projection energies that are coming at them from physicals and non-physicals? Do you see holes in their protection?
Yeah, straight in Trent's throat, and I'd say in Amanda's back. Yeah, there's quite a lot of holes coming in, and there's quite a lot of projections. A lot at you, Trent, at the moment, and Amanda as well. It's kind of just like bouncing, just coming at you really softly in and out.
How about my solar region? Is there a hole there as well?
I'd say more like around your hip area.
Yeah. Laura, what do you see as they're putting up their shield to defend against this persecution projection energy?
Yeah, there is something missing, and I've got it more around C1, C2.
Okay.
Just round here on Amanda's. And with Trent, heart and maybe solar plexus area.
Okay. Now, Trent and Amanda, I want you to turn up the energy on all the persecutors and yellers at you. You know who they are. All of their arguments that they've ever sent at you, detractors, angry people, amplify it. Amplify it more. Dale, what do you see as this energy is being amplified?
I'd say it's bringing a bit of like pushback now. You're able to start pushing it away a bit more with your intent. But it's keeping that momentum of it to be able to do it and fortify it.
Laura?
Yeah. There's definitely more groundedness with Amanda with this, and a greater heart connection than I've seen before. So I think she's doing it.
Okay. Now we're just going to focus on the persecution voices that don't want you together. whether they're your own internal shards or external people. Amanda, what do you feel from these projections of haters that don't want you together with him?
Well, initially I felt very strong, and then as soon as you said that, my stomach dropped and I had to pull myself together real quick.
What is the nature of their argument that they don't want you together?
Well, because we're in a divine union and we're healing, and I feel as though we're setting examples for other people to do the same, and that's a threat.
Okay. Trent, what about you?
So they want me to feel like I'm not good enough. That, I feel like it's the same projections from the shard, actually.
Are there any of them specifically say you don't deserve love this lifetime?
Yeah, I would say there's some of that.
Okay, I want you to focus in on the person in the crowd that's doing it. What's that being look like?
She's a girl, and she's completely red and on fire. But she's younger. So it's a younger girl. Maybe 14 or so.
Ask her, why do you hate me so?
Because you abandoned me.
How did you abandon her?
I left. Okay, more specific.
No.
Hmm.
I want you to clear that energy, dump water on her. Put her fire out. And find inside you where that fire she had was reciprocated in you.
Dump water on it as well.
Yeah, put that fire out. That is a projection from another person that you still hold as a shame. And you can no longer hold it as a shame. You are not that being anymore. No matter what you've done in life, there is a forgiveness for it inside yourself. Okay? Amanda, is there anything that in the chorus of people that is making anything specific to you, projecting that hurts?
To me, it just feels like there's people that I'm not even aware of, and there's also person that's close to me.
This person that's close to you, what are they saying?
They're saying that I put Trent above them.
He is your boyfriend.
Yeah, they're feeling abandoned.
Okay. Because you're not their girlfriend?
I think it's the energy of my child. And there's other energies that bring in as
what
well.
I'm trying to say is because you have a boyfriend, there's no girl romance without the sex relationship. Like girls have, like bros have bromances, girls have girl romances too.
Right.
Is it because he's replaced them?
Yes, that's the feeling.
Huh?
I just want to reassure her that that's not the case.
Well, then ask her, why are you persecuting me with this? Because I found love.
Because they don't feel worthy of love.
And then you got to say to them, as long as you don't feel worthy of love, you can never understand what I have.
As long as you don't feel worthy of love within yourself, you'll never understand or be able to experience what I have.
And I feel sorry for you.
And I feel sorry for you.
But I can no longer allow you to project persecution on me.
But I can no longer allow you to project persecution on me.
And I must close this energetic door.
I must close this energetic door.
And not allow you energetic access to me anymore.
And not allow you energetic access to me anymore.
Until such a time you can accept what I am.
Until such a time that you can accept what I am.
And how I love my boyfriend.
And how I love my boyfriend.
And that there's not a pecking order here.
There is no pecking order here.
You're creating that pecking order.
You are creating that pecking order.
And love, true love, has no pecking order.
And true love has no pecking order.
Okay. Dale, is there anything you'd like to add there?
Yeah, so I was going into those projections with my hands, and there was a lot of other people projecting Trent's past and speaking and don't understand, and a lot of hate towards him, and kind of like thinking you're unstable, and one day you'll figure out what he's like. Loads of fucking bullshit, basically, just left, right, and center coming at you. And again, Trent, that's not who you are at all. And I love you, brother. And yeah, you're both doing so great. So I was just having my hands out, just sampling what some of the projections were, and there was just loads of different ones, really ridiculous ones. And I get them projected at me as well, brother. So it's all good.
Thank you, Dale. Love you
Laura,
too,
is there
bro.
anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I just want to say you two are great, because looking into it, there's been a lot of not very nice projections at both of you. And I feel the hate ones with Trent and wanting him to fail. And I know you're not going to, because you're doing enough work, so you're not going to, but I still can feel those projections. And yeah, the hate is just, it was quite intense. And actually, I think you've done remarkably well to have dealt with that this far, because it's really not a very nice one. And equally, Amanda's that huge swathe of jealousy that comes in, that you've had to cope with that as well. So I think for both of you to be where you are now, well, I just think you're great. You're doing awesome. And these were all, they will just fade away as you keep up that willpower. But I'm quite surprised at how intense they were.
I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Some of these people were like supposed to be my friends. You know, people that
Same.
like I let close to me that never had the good intentions for me. You know, and like it's, you know, I hear these projections. You know, I hear this stuff going on in my head from people. You know, so
What I want you to do next is to break the bonds that are holding you on the pole of fire, and let everyone in that projected hater audience see you break the bonds, both of you, and put out the fires of persecution. Pour water
I got
everywhere.
my water dragons.
Yeah, empty it out. Piss on it too. Okay? Wet wood. Okay?
smell it up,
Walk,
bitches.
yeah, walk down the aisle between the two of them, heads held high. You will not
Holding
be
hands.
persecuted. Exactly.
It's-
Holding hands. Exactly.
Let's frolic. We're frolicking
Exactly.
right now.
Frolic, leaping.
Skipping.
Exactly. Okay. And come on back to your bodies.
Man, you guys were
Yeah.
right on point with that too, man. God.
Hmm.
Whether it's, you know, old friends or people from my past, like they don't want to see me succeed. They don't want to see me step into this power. And the thing is, like, you know, I'm willing to help you. Like, if you're a friend of mine, I'll help you get there. I'll show you the way. Like, there don't need to be any jealousy or envy or hate. I have the keys. I will show you the keys. That's what I don't understand. Like, I'll help you. You're fighting yourself, basically. So
now you've been aware of the projections, Trent and Amanda. It's time for you to be responsible for them. And I'd say maybe every 2 weeks is have some sort of ritual where you're clearing those projections out, you're removing them. It's the same with me, and Laura does it as well. We have to do this. When I started doing more shows with Andrew, having to clear a lot more of those projections up as part of my practice and responsibility.
yeah,
All
dude,
fires.
I've been having to say affirmations and everything. Like, it's been intense. Like, it's yeah, they turned it up, but you know, I've been like also choosing wisely what I focus on. You know, because whenever you focus so much on those things, like you know, you might start to believe that stuff. You know, so I've been telling myself, you know, good things and nice things, and that's another thing we were going to talk about that we've been working on, is the self-talk. Like because if something is, if you're talking to yourself and it's not adding to your growth, that's bullshit. You know, you don't need to be saying that. And there's a lot of that stuff that goes on. So I'm glad you guys said that and brought that up. Thank you.
So I want both of you to, sorry, Amanda, you have anything that you want to add there?
Guys, I gotta pee so bad. I'll be back.
It's just that, you know, I felt that energy and I didn't realize, you know, really what it was, although I already knew what it was. But yeah, now I can be more aware of that. And, you know, I've been really working on putting my shielding up, my protection up, and like holding that sacred space for myself. So that's going to be a part of that as well.
Good.
Is getting better at protecting my energy, because I am very sensitive and I do take people's shit on a lot. Just the other day, we were at the grocery store and I was hit really hard with some negative energy, and it threw me out of alignment, and it made me physically sick, like dizzy and nauseous. And, you know, I had to pull myself together and, you know, pull my shielding up and, you know, Trent, we did some light language and we're able to fix it. But so, you know, it just goes to show that the work that I am doing is working and it's helping.
Uh-huh. So I want you, Amanda, to open the window to the oven. And what is your shard doing in there now?
She's just with her head down on her knees, sitting down on the floor.
Okay. What's Trent's shard doing? That, just from your perspective.
He's just standing there.
Okay.
He's not happy.
Okay. What do you want to say to Trent's shard through the window?
I am not here to hurt you or to harm you. All I want to do is to help you and support you. And Trent doesn't deserve to, you know, have so much negativity directed at him all the time. So we're not going to have it anymore. It's done.
Okay. How is it reacting to those words?
It doesn't like it. I think that at this point, it feels like kind of backed into a corner.
Okay. Now I want you to say to both those shards, you're going to stay in there until both of you submit. Submit the energy you stole.
Until you submit and give back the energy that you stole from us. We'll light language the hell out of you until you do.
Until you're Texas brisket.
Burned it.
Or render all the fat out of you. Okay. Laura, any words that you want to say when you're observing the shards inside the oven?
I think they're just getting exhausted. And maybe that's the key. Just exhaust them into submission.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what they're doing to you guys.
Yep, exactly.
Dale, what do you see in the shards that are in the oven?
I see your shard's got a cigarette in its mouth and it's just sat there like, oh shit, what do I do now? And
Okay.
I see Amanda next to it getting pissed off by the smoke because it's filling the whole oven.
I'm sorry, baby.
Put up a no
As
smoking
I-
sign.
As I was just about to light a cigarette, I'm
I
like,
even
fuck
told her,
Dale.
I'm like, don't smoke the entire show. Like, once or twice is all right.
All right, how did that feel to you guys?
Good. It was definitely a release for me. I do feel relieved.
Yeah, I do too. It's like I feel better in a strange way. It's the best way I could describe it.
Yeah.
I feel relieved. I feel a lot of pressure in my head as well.
I
My
feel-
forehead.
Yeah. Your third eye.
Do I look red? Take my temperature.
Yes.
That pressure in your forehead was the space the puppet master was occupying.
Mhm.
Okay. And that's actually a negative pressure. That's how much space it had in you. Okay.
Yeah, I believe it.
With that, we're going to open up to callers. So anybody that's here in the Zoom room, or if you're listening on YouTube or anywhere else and want to come and be a part of the callers, come and join the Zoom room. The description, the links to get into the Zoom room are in the show description inside YouTube or on Facebook. So we're going to go ahead and ask anybody that's in the Zoom room to go ahead and raise their hand. We'll talk about today's healing session. Oh, wait, that's not my job anymore. Shit. That's Dale and Laura's job. So go ahead. You guys do it again.
So if anybody would like to ask Trent and
Oh,
Amanda a
not in that
question.
meek old voice. Come on.
Yeah, bro.
That's like 1930s
Blockbuster.
female voice.
No, I tried the posh
Blockbuster.
voice, but it didn't work. If anybody would like to ask Trent and Amanda a question, go ahead and raise your hand.
Yeah, come on, guys. You can ask any of us a question, but especially Trent and Amanda while they're on.
There we go. We got two hands.
Yay.
So Dale, you go ahead and pick.
So I am choosing Tomas Pachk.
Nice.
Sorry if I said it wrong. I'm giving you the
Pachk.
signal to unmute.
Hello, Tomas. Where are you calling from?
Hello, I'm calling from Slovenia.
Slovenia. What did you think of today's show?
It was very interesting. I look all of your videos for a long time. In this moment, I'm in great crossroads. Last 14 days, I make a lot of big decisions in relationship and so on. I just think I'm on the end of this relationship because we were both very blocked. I did steps and other steps and another steps, but we are both very interesting in different way. I did a lot of your vocation, a lot of physical and other discipline for a long time now, and I love it your shows, because in every moment, like other listeners get all we need in one moment, and all this revocation and just coming in the right way, what I need in some way, and I'm happy on my way where I am with all the challenges and just going on and on. What can I say more?
How long were you in a relationship for?
It would be 4 years in the March.
In March. What brought it to an end?
I think lack of talking, I think that pain in my partner from the past, and a lot of her inner pain, but I would say, on the one way, her ego is very strong, and I think that her expectation of me maybe in one way to be not me. I don't know how to say it. I can admit I have a lot of laziness, but not lately. But I have a lot of realization every day. A lot of is happened. A lot of interesting things happened in my life in last years and before. I don't know.
Now that this relationship has come to an end, I know it'll take some time for you to clear things out. But when you find another person, what are the things you're going to look for that are in that person?
I already decide what I want. I want someone to take me like I am. That we are in the same path to grow, to search. I know that I'm for most of my life on my path, which is not, it's my path. I know that it's my path, and it is a lot of challenge with me, and but I'm okay with my path. I am just crying because in this girl I see a lot of potential, because she is exceptional in many ways, but it's just not going. It just is. She's just see excuses, and that I am wrong. That, for example, I was guilty for her, just stupid things like her weight going on, and so on and so on and so on. But in one moment, I take all these things like challenges for see what in me is not good, what I'm not liking in me, and what can I do to change this. And I did it. I know that I'm do my work every day, and there's that.
What is it about your path that is so challenging for others?
Because everyone looks for some security like a woman, but I am on one way off grid for 18 years. But I am making my money every month. It's no problem. I'm going through okay, but they always expect for me to be some in our country still some social like in ex-Yugoslavia, everyone had some job who was permanent, and and this is your security and so on. I think this is one of the point, but through years, like my family and so on, they accept me now like I am, because they see that my way is better than neighbors and so on. But I see in this girl which we are ending now, what I'm seeing that she is just going. She don't want to see, or what I tell her sometimes. But then you are just quiet, like I say, like Jesus said that you cannot be a prophet at home. I just leave her life to live like she wants, but I don't know.
Was it fair to say that finances, her lack of finances and your secured finances, were a challenge with the relationship?
Yes, on one way in the start, maybe yes, because I have something from the past. I realized that I'm always on the look of searching. I always making some new knowledge for work. I work a lot of things in my past because I'm always in search of new, like you say, to give something on your belt. some new knowledge, and I'm always on search, but it was not a problem with finance for a couple of years now, but always I see excuses for other side. This is my point of view. I know that I'm sure that I'm not see something, but I don't know.
What do you do for a job?
I some computer maintenance in a couple of firms. I do shots with the drone. I do with the wood. I maintain some villas in Croatia for my friends. A lot of really different jobs, and I'm enjoying that because
you're very business oriented, and you're very serious. You've got a lot of things going.
Yes, but on the other side, I make that I have a lot of free time, so that I could do what I like.
Because you've managed all your businesses correctly. And this can create a jealousy in partners who can't do anything for themselves.
Yes.
Okay. As you move forward,
okay.
As you move forward and realize how easy life is for you, you also got to realize how hard other people's lives are that they make hard for themselves. So when you're going to go pick the next person, they have to have already learned how not to make their life hard. Okay? Because anything less than that will just be another project. This woman you just described, she was a project. You knew going in she was a project, but there was enough attempted energy in there to say it's worth it if this person could get over it, get over their issues. But you can't fall back to that anymore.
Yes, I know.
You got to make sure somebody who's already figured out how to make life easy for themselves, what the hard work means. Yeah.
Yes, I know inside of me, but always you have some excuses. You always search for another lessons for me there or something.
Oh, there are many more lessons to learn. But it'll take you a while to get back into the normal cruise of things, and then finding new people to meet, new people to hang out with, new women to learn from. Okay?
I'm already on that way.
Good. Congratulations. I will see a lot of forward energy for you, and just understand, no more project women. Okay?
Yes, I decided
they have to be complete. They have to be complete, and they cannot be very damaged. If you need to get a roll in the hay, you can do a roll in the hay, but walk away from the hay. Okay. Okay. Or throw the hay out and put new hay in. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that either. Okay. There's nothing wrong with you testing the field. Just keep away from the crazy ones.
Okay, thank you.
Don't get them off Tinder.
Yeah, get off
Stay
Tinder.
away.
All right, Tomas, thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care, bro.
Okay. All right, guys, go ahead and pick the next caller.
Laurie,
I think
your turn.
Asa was next, wasn't she?
Yeah, Asa, giving you the signal to unmute. So ask to unmute. We go.
Hello,
Hello, where are you calling from?
Ibiza.
Ibiza, welcome to the call. We talked again, last week?
Yes,
What did you think of today's show?
very nice. I love this hell journey we took today.
Ooh.
It was a nice little trip.
What did you learn from it?
I recognize the trip because I done it myself, and it's very powerful, and it really works. And I would like to add something. If you feel like shaking your body, shake your body.
Yes.
Like a dog. It really, really helps. And I would like to sing a little light language song for you for comfort.
We would love that.
Yes,
Please go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Haura ki, haura hera iri. haura era, haure era, iri, 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 iri. Heira ka haure heira, iri haura, haura era, iri, iri, haura era, iri. Heike heira, iri, haura ka haure heira, haure heira, iri ha, haura hi, ha, ha. Thank you.
Beautiful.
That opened my heart
Beautiful.
chakra so much.
Yes,
I
that
loved
was
it.
awesome.
Yes.
Singing with the light is so comforting.
Mm.
And I know you do some light language, so do it with singing. For me, it's even more powerful sometimes. And sometimes it's more powerful to speak it.
It's so funny that you mentioned that, because we've been on that path, and I'm actually reading a book that suggests the same thing. And I've been retraining my voice because, you know, I lost my voice, and I'm working on healing my heart chakra and my throat chakra so I can sing again like I used to. And I have been using light language in doing that. So that's so cool that you brought that up.
Yeah. And I use light language for fuckers too.
Yeah.
You know,
Me too.
fuck,
Me too.
Fuck light language is there, is neutral, is there for everything.
Yes.
So kaukare hakuti aura hati ira kokati ire auka hechi aura kate ira hwati
Yeah, it's powerful.
kate ira kati ha hechi ire pachi pa pachi hechi ire. And use your fucking body to do so. It works. But please be alone when to do so. Otherwise, they will send you to the nice place with a locked door and free food.
Sure will.
And the free food's not very good.
It's not good. I've had it. Sucks.
So, but I love your journey. I've been following since you began, and you have grown so much. And I think you are so brave. And I learning, and I see what I have done was right, and it really works. And I see you getting better. And don't fuck the fuckers that doesn't like you anymore. That doesn't like your journey. It's not their journey. It's fucking their journey. Exactly. So whatever, send them what you want them to feel instead. And that's then you won the game.
See, it's another way to make them submit with the it's another way to make them submit with the high frequency energy.
Yes.
I love
and
that.
Also with your kids, what I do, and I tested this out with my kids, so it's tested on humans, is when I argue, especially with my youngest, he's now 12, when he was a little bit younger, and he got really mad at me and say, fuck you, mom, you're the worst mom ever. First of all, I told him, oh, you want me to be the worst mom today? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't plan to, but yeah, I can. How much do you want? And then he go, no, I didn't mean it like that. Well, dear boy, you order it. So maybe your phone I would like to have today. I don't know. I will think about it and come back to you.
And taste of their own medicine.
What is going on? And another thing is, if they get angry and walk away, send them love. Just think, I love you. I don't care about the fight. It's not important. It's just a little fight in the big picture. I love you anyhow. And small kids, they will run back to you and give you a hug. Just
that's
like a dog.
so important. That's so important.
Kids are like small dogs, you know? Yeah. So this is just a tip that I have. Is proven by my kids that it works. Maybe it works on you, your kids.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you,
you do
Asa.
a super good job.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, Asa. Thanks a lot for calling. We want to move on to one more caller before we end the show.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Take care. So
all right, let's Oh, you guys choose. Damn, I keep forgetting.
So AB, we are giving you the signal to unmute.
Hi, guys.
Hi, how
Hi,
you doing?
Amy.
Hi.
Oh, doing great.
So what did you think of today's show?
Well, I took Dale's dare because I had to take a phone call, so I missed some of it. I missed when you guys went to 1,000 degrees. But I was
Ooh.
kind of trying to
It-
listen and talk, and it wasn't working. But I heard about the projection. But first, I want to go back to the beginning, which was the competition. That is just so huge, and I didn't realize that I had competition with my husband.
Yes.
But I did. It was so subtle. I always thought
Mhm.
he's so competitive with me. He's so competitive with me. But then started playing games together. Then once you're in the games, it's hard to get out of the game until you step back and say, holy moly, I was just competing with you and I don't even know why.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you start competing, and then that fuels his competition, and then you're just mirroring each other, and the competition builds, the separation
Yeah.
grows. It's like, what the hell is going on here?
And then both of you are
And-
doing victory dances all the time on each other because it's the big victory.
Yes, I
Yeah.
got him. But I have to say that this cup, I mean, this is just great to learn from. And even I've been married 38 years and we've known each other for 42. It's still a learning. Like, you guys are young, and I wish I had what I have now then to learn from. So I'm still learning from you guys. So it's just awesome.
Yeah, it's just a process. We learn every
Yeah.
day. Every day we
Yeah.
learn something new, and every day we expand, and
And
every day
that's
we clear something.
that's the thing. If you're trying to grow, genuinely trying to grow, you'll always be learning something.
Mhm.
Always.
Always. And there's little sneaky ones that come in that you
Yeah.
don't even realize. Yeah, those are the ones you have to pay attention to. The loud ones I
Mhm.
get. It's the tiny ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
over
like
the
that.
over the 4 shows or 5 shows that they've been on now, what is the best thing or the biggest thing you've learned from the many shows?
Well, this comes to mind, and it's the Venn diagram. It's where you have your own, where the Venn diagram comes in and there's the center, and we can play in the center and we can go out and do our things, and that we don't have to be attached to each other at all times. But I always thought, well, we have to do things together all the time, or, him too. And once I made that diagram in my mind, we don't have to project on each other. We can have that when we come together in the middle.
Mhm.
That's what I learned from you two he can have that. Go ahead, go play golf, go do what you need to do. I'm going to go do my work that I'm doing, with you guys.
Right.
And it's so
Yeah.
healthy. It's so healthy to have that alone time, to be an individual,
Mhm.
and it not only allows you to be yourself and find out who you are, but the separation or the time away allows you to miss each other. So when you come back, you're stronger,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know? And like, especially in relationships, like me being an individual was so important to me. And like getting in relationships has like always been a scary thing to me because, I used to be codependent and everything like that. And I would merge with the other person. And then I started liking the things they liked and all this stuff. And I didn't have any clue who I was. So whenever you have that time apart, you have less of that,
For sure. Yeah. No, it's been awesome, guys. You can see your effort of how you work together. It's really beautiful to see it unfold the way it does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, Amy, thanks a lot for
Thank
calling
you.
in. It's
Thank
been
you,
a
Amy.
pleasure to talk to you once again. All right, we're
Yeah,
going to
thank
call
you.
that
Talk
an end.
soon.
Yeah, we're going to call it an end to the show. Trent and Amanda, you want to give away for people to get a hold of you, your Facebook pages, whatever, or your
Yes.
product page?
So our website is ourlittlemagicshop.com. Magic is spelled Magick. I could type it in the chat.
We both
they're
have Facebooks, which you guys are welcome to connect with.
so they're just our regular names. Trent Buchanan, Amanda Guckert. Where's the chat at, babe? Oh,
Right
the
there,
part
baby.
that says chat. Who would have thought it? Yes. We have all kind of stuff on there. Art, jewelry, services. Individual and together.
Yeah, we offer services as a couple. We also offer services individually. We do like healing and tarot and astrology. We do couples coaching. We do magical little jewelry and with, positive energy in it. We sell crystal bracelets, tinctures, herbs for teas or offerings. Got it all.
There's going to be a lot of light language art being introduced
Coming
to the
soon,
website.
yeah.
So check in.
There you go. Great. Trent, Amanda, it has been spectacular to see you guys going through this journey. And we will have you back on the show in just we'll have you back on the show. And this time it won't be about your individual healing. It'll be about future and the great potential.
Yes.
Once you have all those skills, what to do with it at the next level. Laura,
Awesome.
Dale, do you guys have any last messages you want to say?
You go first, Laura.
Okay, no, just great show. Really enjoyed it. Thanks, Trent and Amanda, for your honesty and input, and be interested to see how it goes in that soul shard oven. I think we ought to be selling soul shard ovens.
I think we made a lot of progress today.
I
Yes.
think we did too.
When that soul shard runs out of tobacco, just laugh at it in the oven and go, ha ha. I've got it, bitch. Shouldn't say that.
Blow smoke at his face.
And yeah, thank
Dale,
you. Thank
last
you
words,
both.
Dale?
It's been inspiring for me and expanding for me, and especially Andrew and what he's doing, bringing people together to do couples healing and working with more than one person together. So for my own process, it's been expanding, and I love energy healing. I love psychic work. So yeah, I absolutely love doing this. So thank you, Trent and Amanda. If anybody wants psychic surgery sessions, daletobin.com or twofeathersmedicine.com. I'm also teaching psychic surgery at the end of February. So if you'd like to learn the skills of psychic surgery and the responsibility it takes, go on to twofeathersmedicine or daletobin.com or find me on Facebook. Thank you, Andrew, again, brother. And thank you, Laura, sister.
Thank you,
yeah,
guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right.